Hi everyone, this is Tanner here, and welcome to a two-round NFL mock draft. I thought of all the trades that have happened in the NFL, that would make sense to do this. We got Max Crosby to the Ravens, Trent McDuffie to the Rams, a lot of stuff. So let's jump into it here. And I have Fernando Mendoza going number one. Yes, there could be a better quarterback next class, but I think Mendoza's just tangible, his traits, his personality, his resilience is something to build around. Also, think too, with the Raiders bringing in an offensive head coach in Clint Kubiak, it does make sense to go quarterback number one. Jets here are going to take Arvell Reese. I think Reese is kind of the most kind of bust-proof player in this draft class. I think you could put him in any team, any system, and he could succeed. And with Aaron Glenn possibly getting fired with the Jets, I think with a new head coach next year, I think Reese is a player that you can put a linebacker, put an edge, and he could succeed there. We then have a trade here with the Cardinals. The Cardinals are building for the future, and with Ruben Bain still on the board, I think the Chiefs trade up. So let's see. So we got 3, 9. I don't think you have to give 29. We'll do 30. What if you give back some later round picks? The Chiefs get back 142, 183, but you get 40 here for Arizona. I think you do that. Trade's accepted. I love Ruben Bain. I think he's awesome. And I think the Chiefs getting him on that D line would be a very major win to try to win now in the Mahomes era. So we got Ruben Bain here to the Kansas City Chiefs, a move that I really, really do like. The Titans here, I think, got to help Cam Ward. I think it's either Cardinal Tate or Makai Lemon. We'll go with Cardinal Tate here. I like that move a lot. You could argue O-line, but I like going Tate. The Giants here are a very weird team because it's kind of like, where do you go? But when I go back-to-back receivers, I really like kind of the idea of this being a Makai Lemon spot. I'm surprised receiver is not more so talked about here to the Giants. You have Malik Neighbors, who's awesome, but him and Makai Lemon could be a really nice duo. The Browns need offensive line. Just like take your pick a tackle. I really like Francis Mauigoa here, so he's a selection. Commanders need defense. I like David Bailey a lot. I think he's very explosive, very fun. I do kind of like those Sonny Styles going to the Commanders. That kind of Dan Quinn defense, right? Kind of needing that captain, that leader. He can learn behind Bobby Wagner. We'll go with him there. I don't think David Bailey fits well with the Saints. I think this is best player available. Caleb Downs could be interesting. They don't need him though. You could also go here. Jeremiah Love, I know, has been talked about a lot to the Saints. You have Alvin Kamara, you know, who's good, but you're really trying to build around Tyler Shuck. We're actually going to do that. I think you give Kellen Moore his running back. I like that a lot. And then the Cardinals here. David Bailey's not really neat because you have Josh Sweat here. You're kind of trying to get the edge group established here. You do, though, have Caleb Lumu, who I really do like. I'm also a big fan of Spencer Fano. You know, he's ranked 20. I do like Lumu here. I think train back to get him. Also really like the guard here out of Penn State, Iowana. I think he's really good. I think you say, who do you go for O-line? I'm going to go Iowana, actually. I really like him. You need O-line, and I think trading back to get him is a pretty good thought process. Bengals go defense here, and it's going to be Caleb Downs. I think Downs is a very solid player, just knows the game very well. You need safety here. For the Dolphins, you're going tough. You're going physical in this era. I actually think Iowana would have been a perfect fit for Miami, but he goes to the Cardinals. This is a tough one here because you do go corner maybe. Mansour Lane's a great corner. Let's not overthink it. I think he's the best corner. Let's go there. Dolphins, defense, boom. David Bailey, I love the Cowboys. I like Bailey a lot. There's some concerns, though, about can he, refine his game. Dallas needs edge. I like him there. The Rams here, I think, could trade back. You gave up your first round pick for Trent McDuffie, which I love, but who could trade up here? Let's look at the board. Jordan Tyson, I love Tyson, but I think the injury concerns he falls. Does anyone trade up for Kenyon Sadiq here? Does anybody do that here? Panthers could. They want to build up around Bryce Young. I kind of like the idea. Does anybody trade up for Dylan Thunderman here? I'm trying to think if there's a team that would do that. I like the idea of the Panthers kind of going up for Sadiq. Let's try that here. I don't think you have to give up a lot if you're the Panthers, but we'll go. Say we'll give up 83. Get pick 83, and we'll give up 162. Trade back, only trade up. I think you do that for the Rams. Yeah, we'll get Kenny Sadiq. I think he's a really good player. Put him in that receiving group with Bryce Young. I like that. The Raiders here. So this is from the Max Crosby trade that got made. I think you got to go O-line. We're going Caleb Blumu here. Protect Fernando Mendoza. With the Bucks, is there an edge you love? Not really. Akeem Mesidor could be really fun. He is older, but that doesn't bother me as much because the Bucks could try going to Super Bowl. You know, they have kind of a window. You won't want to keep it in Florida. Let's go. Just, I think, as well could trade back. Jamar McCoy is really good. There is injury stuff, but like the Eagles could need corner. Do you trade up if you're Philly to get him or McCoy? Let's try this. Eagles here have shown to be very aggressive. What if we gave you 54? We got back like 103 and 179. Okay. Would love that as an Eagles fan here. I also think that's pretty fair for the Jets. I think McCoy, the injuries are straight away, but I think Avion Trail could go earlier than projected. He goes there. I like Monroe Freeling. I don't love him as much as other people. He could be in play here. I really, though, like ASU tackle Max Einanker. I think he has that strength, that physicality that would really pair well in Detroit. The Vikings. I think McCoy, the injuries, though, but who else? Brandon, Diego Colton. I think this could be another trade spot here. Who is on the board? Who would go after Peter Woods? The Bears could go DT, I feel like. Interdivision trade. I feel like Dennis Allen. Like, I have my questions about Peter Woods. He has a high upside. I feel like Dennis Allen, the defensive corner for the Bears, could get the most out of him. Let's go. That would be Okay, what about 60? Okay, I think I need to do it from the opposite point of view. So we'll go Bears to Vikings. Bears to Vikings. Okay. 25. We'll give you 60. And we'll go to we'll go next year 4. Because that is a couple spots. Boom. Peter Woods to the Bears. Love it. Rams here after trading back. I like the idea of getting Jordan Tyson. Does Devontae Adams return for another year? Maybe, maybe not. You don't need corner after trading for Trent McDuffie. You could go tackle here, Monroe Freeling. That could be fun. You could go with him. You don't really need safety here because you have Cam Kroll. You extended him. You know what? CJ Allen could be fun. I kind of do like the linebacking room, though. I kind of like the idea of Tyson. I've had this idea for a while. But you know what I'm going to go? I think both of these guys has injury concerns. I'm going to go real quick. Who is the Rams tackle situation? Is there something I'm missing? Alaric Jackson. Yeah, we're going to go Monroe Freeling. I kind of forgot the tackle situation. That's why you have resources. Boom. Freeling is a Ram. I like that. Cowboys here. So they got David Bailey. I think go Jamar McCoy here. Boom. Jordan Tyson could be a really fun fit for the Steelers. I don't know if that's who they go with here. Part of me kind of likes the idea of them going corner, building up this secondary. I want to go with actually another ASU prospect. I think Keith Abney is a round 1 player. I could really see Pittsburgh liking him. All right, Chargers here. I think you kind of need a superstar edge player. Keldrick Falk, I have my questions about. I like Cassius Howe a lot. I don't think you trade this down. No, we have Caleb Banks here. Duh. There we go. Okay, Jets have to trade down with the Eagles. Do you go Jordan Tyson? Right? Yes, there's injury questions, but him and Garrett Wilson could be really fun. You could go him. You could also go with the secondary and go Brandon here. I actually like that a lot. Build up this secondary. We got Alvaro Reese. I like the corner. We're gonna go Jordan Tyson. Or no. We're gonna go Dylan Thieneman. I feel like that's a good pick. I feel like Aaron Glenn could do some good stuff here. Glenn did a good job with the safeties when he was in Detroit. Tyson goes to the Browns. I love this. Tyson does fall off the injuries, but he's so fluid, so good, and would be a great fit with the Browns. Vikings here after trading down. I still think you're in a pretty good spot here. There's a lot of good players that you could like here. You could look at getting a corner. I do think they go with Brandon here. I do like him, and we'll take him at 25. Bills here. So you traded for DJ Moore like that. You don't need a receiver. I think you could honestly trade down here. And we're going to actually have, I think, the Patriots trade up to the Bills. Spencer Fano's still here. They say, hey, we really want O-linemen. I think since it's a division rival, it's going to be a heavier asking price. But we'll go 31. We'll go 63. We'll do that. And they get Fano. I like that a lot. Niners here. They're a weird team because it's like, who do you go with? You know, Kane Proctor is there perfectly. Boom. A bit of a run on tackles. That continues here. I like Blake Miller. Chiefs here. So after training up to get Ruben Bain, who do they get here? Now, they could trade down to gain some capital back. Who could get Ty Simpson in this range? Because I do think Ty Simpson goes round 1. Do the Browns trade up to get Ty Simpson? The Jets, do the Jets. You know what? We're going to go with the Jets. The Jets, after trading back, trade up here with the Chiefs. They say, hey, we got some picks from the Eagles. Thank you, Philly. Want to go here. Want to throw you this. I want to go ahead. Want to take Ty Simpson, quarterback of the future. I do like Simpson. And I think you walk here the Jets out of Thieneman, Reese, Simpson. That's a pretty good haul. Broncos, I like them going Omar Cooper. Bills here, you trade back. I like that a lot for them. Edge, I like Cassius Howell. I'm going to have him go round 1. Then the Seattle Seahawks here. I think wide receiver is kind of a sneaky need. I think Rashid Shaheed could be a free agent. What if Cooper Kupp retires? I think Casey Conception could be a really fun field stretcher for them. Round 2, after the Jets traded up here. The Kansas City Chiefs here. There's a lot of options here. I do like Kenny McDonald a lot. We will get him. The Cardinals here. So they traded down in round 1 to get Awana here. Really improve that O-line. You could go. Who's the tackles available? There's a bit of a fall off here. So I'm glad we got our O-lineman when we did. Part of me kind of likes the idea of who's of Lee Hunter. I think Hunter's a really good player. Is there a corner? Colton Hood. You know what? We'll build up that secondary there. Him, Will Johnson, Buda Baker. That's fun. Titans here. Chase Bazantes would be really fun. They do need guard, if I'm not mistaken. This is kind of Operation Help Cam Ward. Yeah, you could use it here. I think Peter Skoronski, he's been good. Yeah, he's been better than I think expected. Zeitler, though, is up there in age. Yeah, he's 36. I want to go with Bazantes. I like Bazantes a lot. That's a good move for Tennessee. The Raiders here, right? Caleb Lumu, Fernando Mendoza. Why don't we get Mendoza's Indiana running mate here? I like Elijah a lot more. I'm not a big Chris Bell fan. I don't love Denzel Boston. Chris Brazzell could be really fun. I also like, go Bernard. I like a lot of Bernard here, what he can do. Giants here when Makai Lemon. We go Emmanuel Pregnon. Boom. Continue to help this offense. The Texans here. Want to go Genghis Gettings Dunker here. Want to take him. The Browns here. So the Browns, we got Jordan Tyson. We got Francis Malinoa. You need help on this O-line. I think we go Kalen Rutledge. I'm higher on Rutledge than most. So there we go. A bit of a run on O-lineman, but I think you're happy with where you're at here. So this is the Chiefs pick that the Cardinals traded back from. Keldrick Falk, I have my questions about. You know what? We need a linebacker. Keldrick Falk goes here. No. Cardinals need linebacker. I know why it's not listed, but we'll go with him. Or no, they actually need DT. Hold on, let's look up the Avalanche here. Let's see who they have. Cody Simon, Mac Wilson. Who's DT? I know they released Tomlinson. Walter Nolan. He had a really nice rookie year. They have more of an edge. I'm going to go Lee Hunter. Build up this D-line a bit here. There we go. Keldrick Falk seems like a Bengal. I have my questions about him, but the fall-off stops. Does C.J. Allen make sense for the Saints? He does. I kind of like that. Captain of the defense, Mario Davis could retire. There we go. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren has probably fallen long enough. I kind of like him as the Dolphins. It feels like they could trade away Minkah Fitzpatrick. We took what corner round 1 with Mansour Delane. Yeah, I like that. Building up the secondary for Jeff Hafley. Okay. The Jets here, what a trade, what a draft haul for the Jets. And I believe the Jets here, we didn't go corner with them, right? We did not go corner. We haven't. And then you have D'Angelo Ponce here. That would be really fun. I like that move a lot. I think you could also say Chris Johnson. We'll go Ponce. What a draft haul for the Jets. That's a fun 3. Ravens here, first pick after the whole trade here. I actually kind of like Chris Bell to here. I have my questions about Bell, but I think him, Flowers, Bateman's a fun receiving core. You could also go offensive line. I don't love any names there. We'll go Chris Bell to the Ravens. The Buccaneers, we trade up, right? No, we took Akeem Mesidor. Okay. I thought we trade up. Who's linebacker? Oh, Jacob Rodriguez. Boom. There we go. Like Rodriguez, like his game. Colts first pick here. TJ Parker. I like that fit a lot. Falcons, I think you go corner or edge. I always end up going Chris Johnson for them, and I like it. It just fits very well. The Vikings here, when Brandon here, could we go safety? Kamari Ramsey's available. Yeah, we'll go with him. Boom. Vikings improving the secondary. Lions went tackle. They could go Malachi Lawrence. That's a fun move. Yeah. Or Zion Young, no. I will go Malachi Lawrence. Carolina Panthers here trade up for Kenyon Sadiq. You still have some good players here to build on this team. Zion Young, R. Mason Thomas, I kind of like. AJ Halsey, Genesis Smith. That would be so fun with Carolina. Boom, there we go. Green Bay's first pick of this draft. We could go corner with them. But do you love anyone here? No, I like Will Lee a lot, actually. But I would trade down with this. Who's available? Does anybody want Denzel Boston? The Niners feels like they could go with Denzel Boston. That feels like a very Niners player. Niners could need receiver. And we'll do that here. So we'll give you 127, 133. Alrighty. Denzel Boston, boom. I like that a lot there. Steelers here. Who did we go with the Steelers round 1? We went with Keith Abney. I like that pick a lot. You could go receiver here. Chris Brazzell. Let's go. That's really fun. The Chiefs here. So we've gone a lot of stuff. The Chiefs. We went Ruben Bain, K. McDonald. Christian Miller would be fun to double up on DT. I don't think you need that here. I'm a bit lower on this running back class as a whole than kind of most people here. Tight end. Do you get your future tight end here? If Kelsey retires, I don't hate that. Corner. Julian Neal kind of feels like a Chief. I want to go with that. I like that. Chargers here. I believe, who did we go with? We went Caleb Banks. I like that one a lot. We'll go AJ Halsey. There we go. Good stuff there. Jaguars first pick of this draft. Christian Miller flies off the board. Nice fit. The Bears here. So they got Peter Woods. You're really going defense heavy here. I like Lewis Moore and Jelon Kilgore. I think those are good picks. Who's an edge? Zion Young. That feels like such a bear. And then Will Lee here goes to the Packers. I like Will Lee a lot. I think he's a great playmaker. I know that can be overused so many times in the NFL, but I think it's really true. The Texans here, we've gone with the O-line a lot. Anthony Hill seems like a really fun pick. Is there any DTs I like in this area? We'll go Darrell Jackson or Dominic Orange. I think both could be good. Vikings. So we've rebuilt the secondary in a sense. We haven't gone linebacker, tight end. I thought they could go they could go corner, or they could go DT. Or they could go offensive line. They could go center. We'll go Connor Lew, a player I really like. Final couple of picks here. The Rams, they traded back and they picked up Monroe Freeling here. I think we could go Tacario Davis. I like him. I think he could be a round 2 player. Improve that secondary, especially after getting McDuffie. Like, just really go heavy on that. I like. The Broncos here, I actually like Michael Trigg out of Baylor. We're going to take him as tight end. I think he could be tight end 2 in this class. The Bills ended up going Cassius Howell. Safety and corner is kind of a need for them. We'll go trade on Stukes, his false stops. And then the Seahawks here, we have them take Casey Concepcion here. in round one, which I really do like. I do think he looks to improve the offensive line. We'll take Sam Heck here, or take Brock Brasvold. I like him a lot. And that concludes it, everyone. I like that overall for the teams. I think the trade backs make sense. I think that overall, I like the idea of the Chiefs trading up. I think the Chiefs are one of these teams that you're trying to win now with Mahomes, right? I know you trade away McDuffie, but getting Ruben Bain would make a lot of sense. I think Kenny Sadiq, someone's going to trade up for him after this crazy combine. I like Carolina here. Avion Terrell, I think the Eagles are just kind of known for doing that. I really like the Peter Woods trade up as well. I think my favorite trade ups are probably the Panthers, Bears, and Chiefs. I think the other ones are solid, but yeah. And then you go to round two here. Like I said, I'm higher on some players, lower on others, but overall, I think this is a pretty solid draft board of what I would do. And I think if you're a fan of these teams, you walk out happy. I think this is a draft class where if teams focus, like, hey, like I said, the Chiefs really focus on defense, you'll have success there. So I think if you focus on one area, kind of, hey, we improve that, this is kind of that draft class to do that. But thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Take care.